On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Wednesday morning to each and every person out there tuning in to On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. We're going to kick it off over there in the troubled, war-torn, now crime-riddled Manchester Police Division. A rather strange set of words to be used to describe the parish of Manchester, since Manchester was once the place where returning residents would go and buy their properties and just enjoy the lush, green, cool hills of that parish. But now criminal elements is seemingly taking over. So now the head of the Manchester Police Division, that's Deputy Superintendent Kerry Duncan, is maintaining that crime is under control in his police division. His reassurance follows the fatal knockings and clappings of 5 people in a 7-day period earlier this month. So now we're going to hear from the superintendent, and after we hear from him, we're going to ask of him a small favor, since he has crime under control in the parish. Now listen.
Over the past couple of weeks, the parish of Manchester has come into sharp focus, and this primarily is attributed to some recent incidents of murders. And whilst I do understand the concerns of the citizens, but to say crime is out of control, as the commanding officer, I can say this is not so. Let us put things into context. Our major crime category consists of 7 major crimes. They are murders, shootings, robberies, break-ins, rape, larcenies, and aggravated assault. And when we look at this category of crimes, all except murders and shootings are trending down. When we do our further analysis, it also indicating that lottery scamming is the root cause of most of these incidents. And so we have engaged our own lottery scamming task force and the constabulary financial unit just to have a look at some of our usual suspects in this department to try and take the profit out of their illicit activities. As a strategy, we have also placed some more boots on the ground. We have gone outside of the parish to get the support from our PSTEB, our specialized operations unit, and our area operations unit, just to bring that level of safety and security. So even when I look at the most recent of the murders in the parish, particularly those that occurred over in the Knockpatrick space, 4 to be exact, our operational response have been so swift and precise that we took 2 persons in custody, and I can report that these 2 persons have been charged for 2 of the 4 murders. There was also an operation conducted where a man was shot and killed and a firearm was recovered from him, and he was also featured in a double murder over in that space. So the operations are ongoing, and we are relentless in pursuit of justice for the persons who are being killed in our parish.
Now, Mr. Superintendent, that's Kerry Duncan. We listened to exactly what you just stated. You broke down the categories of serious crimes affecting your parish, and you clearly stated that all major crimes, with the exception of murders and shootings, are trending down. Now help me if you make what you say, if it make sense. Don't answer that. But anyway, make we continue. Now, since you say you have things under control, Mr. Duncan, the community of Christiana and surrounding communities is seeking your help. We are talking about Christiana, the little small settlements, the little small communities surrounding Christiana like Silent Hill. We are talking about place like Base. We are talking about Gava Hill. Just to name a few, Rentland and all those communities. I seek your assistance because they have one common factor that has been plaguing their communities for years. And the common plague that all communities listed have in common is this brother here, presently on your screen identified as Hugh Foster. But he's more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Jig Jig or Sweat. I'm pretty sure that the Christiana police have all the information that you need on this criminal element, as he has been in and out of police custody in recent years. So over time, them pick him up, them let him go. Them pick him up, them let him go. And it's not so much because of the police, but more so the fear of the people to come forward to give the police an eyewitness statement or a statement against him of the wrongs that he have perpetrated against them. So they are calling on you to step in to see what you can do to stem what is happening in their communities. So see if you can go up there, go reason with the people and make them know, say, if that brother here has done anything to them in the past, they can still come forward and give a statement and just reassure them that the matter will be dealt with. Now, Hugh Foster is also a close associate of a top-tier criminal element presently in one of your lockups in Manchester. He's known as Trishani. And in case you were not in the parish when he was apprehended, ask your detectives, because the criminal element Trishani was featured on Manchester's Most Wanted in recent times. He was later captured and is presently in the custody of the police in your parish. So Hugh Foster is one of his Nakis and Clappis. And Hugh Foster has been wreaking havoc in the community of Silent Hill where he is from, the neighboring communities of Base, Rentland, Gava Hill, and the general Christiana for years. Him walk, him broke in everybody shop, everybody bar. Nobody business place, the small business place them not safe. One of his most recent break-ins was during the passage of Hurricane Beryl. And everyone in the communities definitely know what I'm speaking about. So Superintendent Kerry Duncan, see if you can give a helping hand to these residents in Christiana and the surrounding communities. Yeah, man. So anyway, make we continue. Now traveling further west along the shores of the island. Yeah, man. We're going to make a quick stop right now in the parish of Westmoreland, where a man was taken out in a hail of bullets by the police during a reported confrontation with them during a targeted operation early Tuesday morning. Now, the operation took place in the Akitree Lane area in the community of Grangeville in Westmoreland. Now, the criminal element who was on the receiving end of those fatal bullets has since been identified as Shaquille Smith, otherwise known as Rebel Side. Yeah, man. So now we are going to hear from the Deputy Superintendent in charge of operations, that's Deputy Superintendent Sean J. Mitchell, as he weighs in on this latest fatal knockings and clappings by his police officers. Listen.
During the confrontation, the suspect was fatally wounded and taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. A 9mm pistol has since been recovered. We are using this opportunity to urge criminals that when they are confronted by the police to surrender peacefully and not engage the police in any armed conflict. The police team were trained and we are ready to defend ourselves and that of law-abiding citizens. So we want to use this opportunity to just advise other persons who may be wanted by the police to turn themselves in and not to engage the police in any armed conflict when they are so approached.
Now over there in the neighboring parish of Hanover, I guess some of the criminals them actually listen to what the police them say for just surrender themselves peacefully. Now Hanover's most wanted criminal element has turned in himself to the police. So this criminal element presently on your screen identified as Towayne Gunning, otherwise known as Tuffy in the streets, did pretty much just that. Now what a name for a gunman, Towayne Gunning. Yeah man, may I tell you. I guess he is definitely living up to his last name. Now Towayne Gunning is said to be a labourer from the Rock Spring community in the parish. He surrendered to the police yesterday, that's Tuesday, accompanied by his attorney. Now, he has been on the run since December of last year, following his reported involvement in a fatal knockings and clappings in the parish of Hanover in Green Island. Now, Towayne Gunning was also reportedly involved in a knockings and clappings with the police on the 2nd of April this year. So he is now facing charges for both incidents. The police have also identified him as a person of interest in several other gun-related crimes committed all over Hanover. Now, meanwhile, the head of the JCF Criminal Investigation Branch, that's Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police, Wayne Joseph, is commending the Era 1 police for recent arrest of wanted men. So now we are going to hear from the Assistant Commissioner as he weighs in and basically big up the squad of them on the ground for the marvelous work with them I carry out. Listen.
The JCF has made significant progress in recent weeks, with several wanted men being apprehended across Era 1. Among them, we have Joseph Mackenzie, who is also known as Gyal, who was arrested in St. James on August 25, and he has since been charged with 3 murders, 1 shooting, and possession of a prohibited weapon. Similarly, we have Michael Williams, otherwise called Dry Goods, who was apprehended in Bwoy in St. James and is also facing murder charges. The police continue their efforts to combat violent crime in Era 1, targeting individuals involved in serious offenses. I want to take this opportunity to advise or warn persons who might want to harbor criminals on their premises that it is an offense that you can be charged for. I also want to encourage the persons who are wanted to hand themselves into the police. And if the police comes to arrest you, do not resist. Do not challenge the police, because if you challenge the police, we cannot guarantee your safety.
So in layman terms, my peeps, with the assistant commissioner, I make the old Dutty Corna boy them know say, that is a warning before the canning. Yeah, man. Now in yesterday morning's vlog, I made mention of this criminal element here presently on your screen. We burned down him woman house, well, him ex-woman house, because she go give away the thing and left him. So the man get mad and go light her house, but in the process of doing so, fear house catch about 8 other houses, leaving nearly 40 people homeless when them wake up yesterday morning. Now, the fire destroyed their dwellings in the Bellrock area of the Olympic Gardens community that is definitely in the constituency of the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness. So the fire broke out sometime around 3 a.m. Monday morning. People a catch bucket of water, a dash, and fire truck come, everything. Them try every single thing. But 8 houses in the constituency of the Prime Minister burned down flat ground. So the police are now stating that they're treating the case as a case of arson. And the police is theorizing that the man deliberately set the fire to the house due to a damaged relationship with a woman. So head of the St. Andrews South Police Division, that's Superintendent Damian Mandison, is now stating that Karen Mason, who is presently on your screen but more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Blacks Are Piggy, is a person of interest. So Karen Mason, aka Blacks Are Piggy, he frequents the Whitehall Avenue community and also 6th Street in the Bellrock community. He is being urged to surrender to the Hunts Bay police forthwith. Now we are going to hear from one of the victims of the arson attack. That's Sharika Williams, who says that she lost all her belongings in the blaze, including school supplies for her 3 children. Then we are going to hear from the Prime Minister, since it's his constituency. He went on the ground Tuesday afternoon, shortly after leaving the first sitting of Parliament after the summer recess. The Prime Minister also stated that the incident highlights the issue of poor conflict resolution in our society. Now listen.
I grab my kids and my baby and run out in the yard. When I run out in the yard, I see the fire rage like a raging bull. I'm going to go over there though, for the tree there, and the smoke and the fire caving Bwoy. And my neighbor they did it too as well, and our granddaughter and our husband and our son. And our son, so we come up on the concrete and she turned and said to me, say, no, come kick out the back door, and that's how we escape the fire. We lose a lot of things. We lose 4 flat screen TV, 3 bed, we lose dresser, we lose fridge, we lose my nail stuff them, when we use for work, we lose my baby back to school things them. We have 3 kids, and we lose my 3 kids them, uniform, bag, book, everything, can think of. I would like to make an appeal for some help or assistance wherever I can get it from.
If we allow the promotion of violence to be normalized in the society. This is a domestic incident where it is reported that one party was displeased with some events in their relationship and they decided to destroy the family home of the other party. And that action resulted in the destruction of 7 other homes. So right now, an entire community is traumatized because of one poorly adjusted, bad behaving criminal. So clearly, the policemen are onto this criminal, and I am confident that he will be found and brought to justice. But the bigger problem is, how do we prevent this? How do we train our youngsters, educate our boys in particular, how to manage anger, disappointment, and not to be violent in their response? In other words, how to manage conflict without resorting to violence. It's a societal issue. There are many layers to that. How we parent our children. How does the society accept violence from an early age? And does the society promote and welcome the display of violence and violence producers? These are all questions of values that cannot hide from, and those of us who are in positions of authority and leadership must take account of this and ensure that we ourselves are not in any way promoting or showcasing violence.
Now, just to add to what the Prime Minister just stated, I'm going to play a clip sent to me by one of my subscribers, and this is very relevant to our country. Now, listen carefully to what this lady has to say. Listen.
Something about boys. This is something we really need to understand about our boys. From 0 to 6 years old, they really need their mom's gentleness, their support, their love, their comfort. They're little boys. But from 6 to 14, dads, you really got to step up. This is where you start teaching them, because you're the biggest influence in their life from 6 to 14. You're teaching them how to be men. You're teaching them how to be tough. You're teaching them how to treat women. You're teaching them so many things that they are watching you. They want to be like you. It's so important. But guess what? From 14 to 21, their peers are the most important. So if moms, you don't play your role between 0 to 6, and dads, you don't play your role from 6 to 14, when they get to 14 and they start depending on their peers, can you imagine why some people are really struggling with their kids as teenagers? You need to be a very strong force in their life from 0 to 14. Come on, moms and dads, we have got to step up. We got to be the leaders of our family. It's critical that we teach them before they get to be teenagers. It gets hard after that. Go have a blessed day.
Now the last thing that we are going to talk about, we have a list of 3 criminal elements who is deemed wanted by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Now the first criminal element presently on your screen has since been identified as Stefano Johnson, but he's more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Steph, Saj, Beggidan, or Bowlhead. Now this criminal element, this old Dutty kind of boy, is wanted for knockings and clappings with intent. Now he's from the St. James Police Division, and he frequents the Pit 4 community. We are talking about Upper Hellgate, Granville, Deso. He frequents other sections of Montego Bay, St. James. The next criminal element presently on your screen has since been identified as Raheem Tate, but more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Yogi or Gaza Man. Now, this criminal element is wanted for wounding with intent. He frequents the Newtown district and Sandy Bay in the parish of Hanover. And last but most definitely not the least, this criminal element here presently on your screen identified as Delano Leslie, but more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Crazy or Brown Man. Now this criminal element here frequents the Cornwall mountain community. He frequents Ramble, he frequents Westmoreland and surrounding communities, Johnsontown, Lucy, and the General Hanover Police Division. So basically, him all over the 3 parishes. Him in Hanover, Westmoreland, and St. James. Now, anyone knowing the whereabouts of any one of these criminal elements, please alert the nearest police station. And as always, if you don't trust the police, link on the Spot News Media or any like-minded vlogger. Give us the information and we will most definitely pass it on to the relevant authorities who can make effective change. Yeah, man. So anyway, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.